Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Otaku Tuesday, a weekly discussion based on your comments, so leave me a few questions in the comments section below. This week, I was asked to talk about some of the ways that anime companies or anime producers can actually exploit some of the problems that their anime fans have. Now, this really isn't a big of an issue for you or me because the majority of people that watch me are people that live in other countries outside of Japan. Except for the Japanese MILFs, they watch me, but anime's not really tailored for them anyways. But a lot of times with anime, this is something that I see, and it's something that I'm getting kind of irritated by, is when they tailor these main characters to actually have this this disposition that a lot of people in Japan, or some people in Japan, may have, and they try it and take it very lightly in a way that makes it seem like it's not really a problem at all, making it so that the series is basically tailored to sell to that type of person. One problem that I've seen a lot lately in anime is hikikomori characters, or characters who are such a hardcore otaku that they just shut away the entire world and stay inside and watch anime or read manga, and they don't talk to anybody. This type of character. Now, there are some series that do this sort of problem justice, like, say, for example, Welcome to the NHK. Even though that is a bit of a dark humor series, it presents the problem in a way that you know that it's a problem, and you know it's something that should be taken seriously. If you were to take the way that Welcome to the NHK handles the hikikomori and otaku situations and compare this to a series such as No Game, No Life, or with Chaos Head, there's plenty of other series out there. I could just sit here and just name them on, and it gets worse as time goes on because you see it a lot more. But they take these characters and they make them either a hardcore otaku or hikikomori, and they make light of the situation and almost make it look like it's a situation that it's cool to be in. And there's a bit of a discrepancy with the word otaku. Over here in the West, we can say that somebody's an otaku, like it's kind of a cool thing just because we use it as a shorthand for anime fan, and a lot of people do this. But in Japan, it has a bit of a different meaning to it, even though it is a Japanese word. In Japan, people who are otaku are usually seen to be the people who stay inside of their house a lot, only watching anime, or not even just anime, because otaku would mean someone who is obsessed with something, not even just anime, but anything in general. They would become obsessed with it to the point where they do not leave their house. And then you have your hikikomori, which doesn't necessarily even have to watch anime or like anime. It could be just somebody who's inside of their house all the time because of a social phobia or another ailment that they may have. So they are different terms, but a lot of times anime will make them synonymous. And anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but you have a lot of these series, like I said, for example, No Game, No Life, where you had these two characters that were inside, I guess you could call them hikikomori, but they are also hardcore otaku, and it really portrayed them as being really cool characters. And there's also the whole loli situation there, which I'm going to get into in a little bit as well. But you have other series like Chaos Head, where it's a guy living in this shipping crate on a roof, and he's got all of these figures, and it really makes them out to be really cool looking characters a lot of the times. And to the people in Japan, and possibly people all over the world, it makes it feel, and it makes it look like it's actually a acceptable thing to do, just stay inside and watch anime all the time, when it's actually a problem that can become worse and actually spread to other areas of your life. You see the problems with these anime or manga creators that portray these negative issues with a positive light. It really makes it become something popular and makes it become something acceptable, not only so that the people that have those issues can relate with it and buy it, and even though it doesn't actually address any of those problems, it just makes light of it, but it also becomes something that's popular and will spread to others. Like, say, for example, with the hikikomori or the otaku, you'll have so many people out there that would label themselves as hikikomori, but they are so far from the exact issue. I know I have said that about myself a few times, and I'm sure everyone here remembers that, but there are actually reasons why I said that and why I don't really say that anymore, aside from the fact that Welcome to the NHK has been a very powerful and inspirational series to me, among many many others, but I really think that there are a few issues here that they need to address in Japan. There are plenty of anime out there where the main character has some sort of disposition, but I don't feel that all of them are necessarily trying to exploit their fans. Like, say, for example, with Neon Genesis Evangelion, you had Shinji, and pretty much all of the characters there, they had a lot of issues, but it was taken very seriously, and you got to get inside of the characters' minds and explore their thoughts and everything, so it wasn't really glorifying any of these issues. But what really gets under my skin is when you have a lot of these anime series where it's trying to sell to people by glorifying these issues just because they can kind of relate with these characters. I also wanted to talk about the whole loli situation in anime, or really the sexualization of childlike characters, and a lot of people argue if they should or should not be called lolis in anime, and I think that they should be, just because what a loli is basically is when you have somebody who's of age and they dress up as a child, and that's basically what a loli is. And technically within anime a lot of times you have these childlike characters, but for all intents and purposes they are children within the series, but according to the story they're of age in Japan, and you know, you can tell what they were trying to get at when they were making this character, especially when they try and sexualize it, the way that they portray this character and everything. I think it's disgusting, first of all, just for the appearance of it all, and a lot of people agree with me on that, and there are a lot of people even more that disagree with me on that, just because every time I say anything bad about any lolis or series with lolis out there, I get a ton of dislikes, so I'm expecting it already here. No negative comments, no Bob, I disagree about the loli situation because here are 37 reasons of why I like loli. No, it's none of that. It's just dislike, and probably because they feel ashamed about it, honestly. But it's wrong to create anime series with the characters like that, and I know that it's the whole freedom of expression and freedom of art. I completely agree with that. I think that they shouldn't do it as much. They're not doing it to have the freedom of expression. They're not doing it to have the freedom of art. They're doing it to sell the anime when it comes out on DVD or Blu Ray. They're doing it to push the anime across there and make money. That's why they're doing it. That's why they glorify all of these social situations that I mentioned earlier, just so that they can find a way to relate with certain people and sell their anime or sell their manga, and that's why they do it. And that's something that I find really disgusting, because they're using that to rub the name of anime all across the dirt to sell their copies. They're also trying to exploit some of the issues that the anime or manga fans in Japan may have, just to be able to make some money out of it. And in the long run, this is something that is detrimental to anime as a whole, because you have so many slice of life main characters that have all these social phobias that are made light of and actually made to look like they are actually a bonus or something positive to have. Or you have all of these series that represent these childlike characters that are sexualized. This is the image of what anime is being painted in the minds of plenty of people who do not know about anime, and it's something that's hurting anime, I feel, around the world. Now, I'm not sure what's going on there in Japan. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to say that a lot of people in Japan are buying this because they're pedophiles or because they're recluses and they just want to stay inside and watch anime. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that the reason why they're doing this is to actually sell it. That's their job, to create something that people would sell, and that is such a cheap way to do it, and I wish that they wouldn't do that. I wish that we would get back to the roots of anime. Not really so much the roots of like childlike anime, where it was more of a relaxing, enjoyable adventure type of experience, but I know that anime has this potential to inspire the mind, to really inspire things with people, and we are totally getting away from all of this potential when we're watching series that just glorify all of these problems. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way out there. I know a lot of you guys might agree with me. I know some of you may disagree with me, and I'm curious to hear everybody's thoughts in the comments section below. But when I hear certain people like the creator of Gundam or Hayao Miyazaki say certain points that I'm agreeing with, I know that it's a big issue, because these are OGs of the anime game over there. They were some of the people that made it as influential as it is today, and I feel that a lot of times anime anime really isn't trying to influence people, it's just riding the waves of everything else, or even worse, really just exploiting their fans. This is some of the issues that I have with some of the newer anime, and sometimes I'll watch a series that really just blows my mind, and it's a series that came out a few years ago, and I'm really happy to see things like that. Now, to all of the anime and manga creators out there, if you're doing your best work to inspire your fans, and you're not just making anime riding the waves of everything else out there, or exploiting your fans just to make money, then you're doing a great job by doing that. But if you actually are the people that are exploiting your fans, or just riding the waves of what's popular, making these cookie cutter shows, you need to take a real page out of the book of all of these other people, and stop copying everything that they do, or stop exploiting your fans, and create something inspirational, create something new, because you're not just working for you, you're also working to progress anime and push the popularity of anime across the world. And when you do such disgusting things as what you've been doing, it really paints a negative picture in the eyes of everyone across the world, and I don't feel that everyone really sees the bigger picture when they do things like that. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Whether or not, let me know your thoughts about it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.